a lot. On first down. 3-man rush. Palmer wide open. It's Michael Floyd in 2 plays. And the 3rd and goal. Palmer steps away from pressure. Nothing there. Still time. End zone. Touchdown! John Brown after Palmer.
This is a second-year receiver, but as they say, he's wise beyond his years. Look at him continue to work to get open. Stays alive. Darts to the corner. Carson Palmer, a lot of time on task, even though they've only worked together for 2 years. He loves this young kid at wide receiver. Looks to the middle, nothing there. Finds a guy he really...
Palmer rifles one near side, and he's got a completion. John Brown, who's had an outstanding start to this game, has a first.
Tremendous catch by John Brown, securing that ball.
See if he can contribute. Now a 3rd and 2 for Palmer and company. Blitz picked up wide open as the tight end Fells, rumbling across midfield. Gets a block. Fells inside the 20. 4-man rush. Over the middle, there's Larry Fitzgerald. That's the first down, and did they need that? Fake it to him. Palmer, a lot of time unloading. Fitzgerald has it inside the 35, down at the...
Larry Fitzgerald, his best days were behind him. Bruce Arians isn't one of those people. He said he's still our go-to guy. Critical situations, we're going to him. That's a critical situation, and Larry Fitzgerald does what he has so often done in his career for Arizona.
Cardinals by 1. Palmer looking near side. Fells! Touchdown!
A great protection, and you can't make a better throw. We've talked about the offseason work from Carson Palmer. The throw exactly where it needs to be, and Daniel Fells bringing it in. Outstretched hands. Tremendous concentration, and the Cardinals.
Stance when you put it on. It was pretty cool to watch. As a 2nd down, Palmer on the fake. We're out of time. Lets it air. Fitzgerald splits the traffic, hurdles a defender, and he's at the 40. John Brown in motion. Fake it to him. They're going to throw. Palmer has a completion. That's a biggie. There's the rookie. Johnson. All the way. Touchdown.
Roll. Anchors the secondary from the safety position.
Palmer a strike up to the 45-yard. 2nd down, Palmer. What a beautiful call, and that is a touchdown to Jerron Brown.
Fitzgerald, Floyd, the whole crew. But watch to the left of your screen, 13 in white. Jerron Brown fakes a block, spins inside, and then he has Jared Veldier, the left tackle, number 68, showing some nice agility, coming out and getting enough of a block to create enough space for the team seems to respond when he's in the lineup.
Blitz coming. Palmer gets it away, and that is a first down catch up to the 34. Palmer able to escape trouble. Fake it to Johnson. Fitzgerald, a touchdown! Larry Fitzgerald.
But Larry Fitzgerald, with his size, comes back into the tight end position, really. Tight formation. Runs what we call a stick nod, a little out and up, and gets inside. And how about the throw by Carson Palmer? Gain
a 4 on first down. They'll pitch it right back to Palmer, looking to the end zone. And it is a touchdown for Larry Fitzgerald. But
before we kick off. And this is one of those big strikes that Bruce Arians draws up. Flea flicker. And as Tony noted, Shea McClellan actually got it draped in, got the arm on Larry Fitzgerald. That's interference. But they...
Bears coming after Palmer, who gets it away. And that is Larry Fitzgerald inside the 4. Palmer going to throw it on first down. Great protection this time. And once more looking for Fitzgerald, and once more the reception made to 23. Palmer throwing, finds Fitzgerald. And a catch to the 33-yard line.
Philly's got to have it tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Fitzgerald trying to find the end zone for the third time, and he does! Larry Fitzgerald would not be denied. Andre Ellington again this week for Arizona, injured in week 1. Play action from the get-go, and down the middle it's Larry Fitzgerald, a first down to the 40-yard. They'll throw it again. Quick hitter, and again it's Fitzgerald. 21 on the line of scrimmage. They need to be in the backfield here to put pressure on Palmer. They took a big hit a moment ago. Now Fitzgerald, and the catch made up to the 47-yard line. And that'll be a Cardinal first down.
Larry Fitzgerald, who was reluctant to go into the slot when Bruce Arians took over the team, has adapted and is thriving in his role here. Remember, they were trying to reduce his, not effectiveness.
He's already made. Fitzgerald, first down to the 49er 42. Second down, Palmer, great protection, and guess who? First and goal.
Carson Palmer has all day in that pocket, Charles.
Offensive line's doing a great job. Fitzgerald's in the slot here, and Carson Palmer could have checked it down to Chris.
Third down, blitz coming. Palmer steps up, delivers. Brown trying to get to the end zone, and he is. And a big punt return sets up the touchdown. And Arizona going to come right at him. 2-minute drill. And the catch and a throw to Brown up to the 40, a first down.
That's hardcore right there.
Well, anybody who knows anything about that rivalry knows how hardcore it really is. Palmer dumps it off. Uncovered is Johnson. And what a cutback. Johnson inside the 5.
And CJ 2K takes it back inside.
So no challenge from the 49ers sideline. Palmer. Fitzgerald takes a lick, hangs.
I cannot believe he held on to that ball.
Look at him. Unbelievable. Wow. Fitzgerald's listed 6'3", 218 pounds. Jaquaski Tart, 6'1", 221, and known for his striking. And of course, USC pounded Arizona State last night.
Boy, that was indeed a pound. Beautiful throw. Palmer takes another big hit, and he's taken a lot of them so far in this game today. That one from Buffet.
And Eric Mangini, defensive coordinator, is not lightening up on the pressure with San Francisco. It's Antoine Buffet. Safety blitz, bounces off of the block, and then gets the hit on Carson Palmer. But how about Palmer staying in there and dropping a perfectly placed pass into the second life?
Beautiful throw, and this time here again next week.
Okay, we'll look for him and fill in.
Will screen to Fitzgerald. He'll find the end zone. What a day for
against them, and they haven't taken the ball away enough yet.
Great protection on first down. You give Palmer that protection, he will chew you up. Laurinaitis. Very heart and soul of this Ram defense. Third down, Palmer slings it to the far side. First down, reception. Rams defense has only had one bad half, and that was the first half of Washington week 2. Nice catch made by the. So many of us who sadly, tragically touched by breast cancer. None more than the man. Palmer delivers a beautiful pass to Fitzgerald. And
home of the Gorillas.
Play action. Palmer steps up down the middle, and it's caught by Jerron Brown. First time we called his name today, and he's a first down to the Ram 19.
We saw Jerron Brown week 2 in Chicago catch a 6-yard wide receiver screen. He's working from a tight formation, works inside, and then look at how he moved. That was almost like
Palmer, beautiful throw to Michael Floyd. He'll cover it up to the 42-yard line. But of course, his team is down 9. With 7.5 to play and back-to-back completions, gaining huge yardage. 5 minutes to go. Blitz coming again. And looked into David Johnson for a touchdown.
David Johnson right here working on TJ McDonald, number 25, a safety. And McDonald is a terrific player, but coverage is where you would take best.
Palmer to the end zone, and that is caught by Darren Fells.
Just coming out of the traditional tight end spot. Watch number 85 just gets a free release up the field. He's on top of Stephen Tulloch right away.
The second touchdown of the year for Fells. A 2nd and 10. Palmer to pass. Down the sideline, and he has the man, John Brown. A huge completion.
About John Brown, he's got speed. They're on the outside, matched up against Darius Slay, and he's got him over the top right there. Look at the throw by Carson Palmer from the middle of the end zone. I mean, you're backed up. Love the aggressive play call coming.
Palmer, the pump fake, over the middle, touchdown, John Brown. On 3rd and 7. An 18-yard touchdown.
John Brown right here.
After the touchdown on sportsmanlike conduct offense, number 12 and number 13, excessive celebration. 15-yard penalty would be assessed on the kickoff. We will now try to point after.
Down in 23 now. Empty backfield for Palmer. Looking for Fitzgerald, able to make the catch. And Fitzgerald is down inside the
Traffic. This is tremendous. You can see he's really starting to get comfortable running these routes inside. It's actually good coverage on the play by Josh Wilson, just right over the top of his head. Larry goes up, takes it away from him, knows he's going to take the hits.
2 rushing touchdowns already today. The pass to Fitzgerald. Another touchdown.
Way through. He said 1.5 years. A little bit longer than we thought, but this is where we used to see Larry Fitzgerald on the outside there. Did just a great quick move to the inside. But now, being able to run those inside routes, being able to shift to the outside where he played for all those years and put up all those great numbers, Larry told us, he goes, I'm a much
Good protection. And Palmer looking down the field in a double coverage. And John Brown somehow leaps between defenders and makes the catch all the way to the 32-yard line.
Well, that's really something right there. Ross Cockrell, number 31 for the Steelers. He's in a great position to play this route. You see he's over the top. Carson Palmer decides to give John Brown an opportunity anyway, and he goes up and makes a play.
Palmer wide open inside the 10-yard line is Andre. And a touchdown to Michael Floyd. That's his first touchdown.
It came out kind of funny. I think it did too. It sure did. Got a hand on it there, and fortunate that they were still able to get the completion. Sean Spence is the one who got a hand on it. But look at the release there by Michael Floyd off the line of scrimmage against Antoine.
Fitzgerald got a good block. Cross at 35 and a lot more. Fitzgerald crosses midfield and all the way down to in that second quarter rout of the Lions. They've been shut out in the second stanza today. Palmer delivers on the money to Michael Floyd. Down the field, coming back to get it is Brown. And he beats Antoine.
They bring it right off the edge. Carson hangs in there. He knows he's got one-on-one. He takes a shot to John Brown, and Antoine Blake is in a perfect position to make a play on the ball. He's over the top. You wouldn't expect them to give up the deep ball, but John Brown makes the adjustment to the under.
Palmer delivers on the money, and again it is John Brown.
Charlotte next Monday night.
Carson Palmer drive 2, starting from his own 20. And over the middle, it's complete. Jermaine Gresham, Lewis, and they've lost a bunch of other safeties during the year. Palmer back at it, climbs the pocket, looking for Michael Floyd. Inside the 30, Floyd pushed out of bounds to the 27. It's a gain of 32.
When you have speed like John Brown, you can use it in a lot of different ways. He clears it out deep, and that allows Michael Floyd to work the vacated zone underneath. A beautiful corner route by Floyd, who's now healthy. Mike, Floyd hasn't done much yet this year. He had a terrible hand injury, broke 3 fingers, but he averaged 18 yards.
On the slant, Michael Floyd into the end zone, Arizona.
He'll signal to his left. Floyd and the rookie Johnson see it all the way, and Johnson runs clearance for Floyd. Watch 31, Johnson on the line of scrimmage. Break to the outside and brush off the coverage. And Carson Palmer with a beautiful.
David Johnson in at running back on 3rd and 5, and the Ravens bring heat. Palmer up top for Brown. What a grab at the 10.
What a grab. What anticipation by Palmer, and John Brown finds the ball in flight and protects it on impact. Great play. You know, Tom Moore, the ex-offensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts, is here. He had Marvin Harrison. So did Bruce Arians, and they compare young John.
The 1-2 combo, he and Suggs off of each edge, just not the same thus far this year, but he might get there here. Not in time, and Gresham makes him pay. Got the best way at his age to come back from this. Michael Floyd on the edge, one-on-one, beat him, Floyd. One. It's a drive, they picked up 5 first downs, looking for the touchdown. Palmer, Brown, in for the touchdown, John Brown.
Combination to cover. Just a quick out by Brown, and Carson Palmer on the move. Throws a pinpoint pass for 6. You just get the feeling with Larry Fitzgerald, 1st-round pick, Michael Floyd, 1st-round pick. Who's the best receiver?
In the back on the right hit with Palmer from the left hash. Pressure holds up, going up top, left sideline. Hauled in with one hand. Of Alabama, Birmingham.
Bruce Arians talked about John Brown maybe being ineffective today and said J.J. Nelson is faster than John Brown. And we talked about it earlier in the show. Carson Palmer will take shots down the field and get big plays in 3rd down.
Passing play, Palmer looking right, now left, goes to the end zone, touchdown Cardinals.
Yeah, it's Troy Nicholas there
For the ball, wants it, play clock down to 0, did he get it off? They say yes, he goes to the sideline, Floyd, reception made. Utah State analyst, keeping an eye on the fellow in-state football players. Palmer fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket, climbing that ladder, reception made. It's J.J. Nelson. Floyd all alone left. He's checked by Joe Hayden. Palmer looking for Floyd, receives the pass and manages to get out of bounds. Poor rush today. Now Palmer looking to that right sideline, and Michael Floyd, who's got a step, reception made. Can he stay on his feet? He does. And they say he did not go out of bounds. Touchdown Cardinals.
Michael Floyd is one of the best in the business at big plays. He averages 17.5 yards a catch. And he's challenged Joe Hayden throughout the day. You see there, just on a 9 route, just a go route, that Carson Palmer throws a perfect ball. And Michael Floyd walks into the end zone. See if he stepped.
Nope, staying right there. And I'll tell you, you mentioned the big plays, Chris. That is his 16th touchdown in his 4+ seasons of 30 at the Cleveland 48. Handoff. No, it's a fake to Chris Johnson. Carson Palmer looking for it all. Middle of the field. Reception made by Jerron Brown inside the Cleveland 10.
The 6'2 defense is vulnerable on the outside.
Fakes the handoff. Palmer rolling right. Wide open in the end zone is tight end. Troy Nicholas with his 2nd in 2015, so he adds to that. Play clock down to 2. They get it off in time. Palmer, little confused, dumps it off though underneath to David Johnson. He's got running room left sideline. Cuts back to the middle. 40, 35, still on his feet inside the Cleveland 30. Looking to add to their lead. Shotgun snap. Palmer looking left for Fitzgerald. Caught, touchdown.
What a rhythm between these two guys. Back shoulder to Fitzgerald. But Fitzgerald does come up holding his ankle.
Carson, Batamosi in the coverage.
And that's the impact of having a guy like Hayden out right now in this game, as you get matchups that are unfavorable to your defense. Larry Fitzgerald is a complete mismatch here. It's a great throw and catch by these two. It's Carson Palmer's 4th touchdown pass on the day. He's getting upwards of 400 yards passing today.
Yep, right now 364 on 22 of 36, and there you see.
Against Carolina, and their season ended in Charlotte. And that pass is caught by Larry Fitzgerald. He takes it to the 26, makes it 3rd and 14. Palmer with a deep drop, going to the end zone, and it is caught by Floyd. Michael Floyd for the touchdown.
Let's see. Michael Floyd, you got one heel toe. It has to get all the way down. The other heel toe, I think that you're going to get credit for it.
Gets both feet in, has control from what we can tell. We'll look at control now from this angle. Has it. And that was a 3rd and 14.
One.
So upon first glance, it looks like it will stay in. 2.
And out.
And then out. And Scar was the driver, died. From the 35-yard line. Palmer deep down the sideline and reaching for it is Floyd. Is he in?
We're saying yes.
Arizona with all of its points here in the second quarter.
As a receiver, you want to try and stack that cornerback. You want to get on the good side of him. Now watch what he does here. Just a little arm fighting right there to get him to the front shoulder. Now use that big body to duck inside there and comes up with a touchdown. It's a great teams, maybe Pittsburgh being the other, that still relies on those deep throws.
Palmer slings it to the outside, and does Fitzgerald stay in? He does.
What a
out of the pistol. Now they flank him to the left. And Palmer hangs in the pocket, fires, caught up at the 38-yard line. Pressure. Sliding out. Caught. Jerron Brown. And he's out of the backfield from the 14. And Carson throws to the end zone, and it's juggled and caught for a touchdown by Gresham. Jermaine.
2 or 3 drives to hang in there. And there's Gresham, the guy that he said, you want to pick out somebody to talk about that's made a difference for us? Coming off of the back surgery, got it just over the hands of Earl Thomas, who has 3 interceptions, 1 tonight. What a drive. That was as impressive a drive and a tough drive out of a quarterback as I've seen in a little while.
They go 5 wide from midfield. And Palmer will step up, fire, and that's caught inside the 30. Season averages 4.4 per carry. And now you've got Palmer off the play fake, and he's going to go for it all on the 3rd and 1, and it will be hauled in for a touchdown by Darren Fells, the tight end. To Nelson on a 3rd and 16, and Fells makes it pay off at the end.
You can't do it better than that. Carson Palmer, a perfect throw out to the former basketball player. Darren Fells did not even play college football. He was a professional basketball player after college, and that's what he did. He would go out and rebound just like that. Great play.
6'7" beats the 6' even Sean Williams. 3rd down and 7 at the 23-yard line. Ellington in the backfield. Palmer floats one, and that'll be caught. Inbound. 8 of 14 for 94. Off play action. Ton of time. Now he's going to go deep downfield. Has a man caught. Nelson. And he's in for the touchdown.
You can never be completely sure, but I think George Iloka got a little sniffy on the other side on Larry Fitzgerald. It looked like a 2-deep zone, and if that's the case, he should have been back deep to cover that up. Carson Palmer, that was just a perfectly thrown ball.
And that's the first touchdown of the rookie's career, picked in the 5th round. 12 carries for 44 yards. Ellington is now the back on 2nd and 1. Palmer fires into the end zone, and it is caught. John Brown, touchdown, Arizona. 66 yards, 8 plays. Arizona has the lead.
The double move. You're going to see John Brown fake inside, then outside, then back inside, and just enough to get Denard off of him. Beautifully timed throw, and now you can see Carson Palmer starting to make some of the throws that made him one of the top candidates to be the MVP in this league.
You can also see how much you miss a guy like Adam Jones. Field with him. Play clock at 1. And the pass is caught, and that is J.J. Nelson again. Inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 18. David Johnson in the backfield now. And Palmer will flow one into the end zone. Caught! David Johnson, touchdown.
Just enough of a rub by Gresham here and forces Burfict to go underneath. And that was all David Johnson needed right there. Just a little bit of a distraction. But once again, because they just simply couldn't match up with some of these injuries, the speed of Johnson, the difference.
Ellington in the backfield. Palmer over the middle, out to the 34-yard line. Scrimmage from the 35-yard line. Palmer fires, and that's caught by Fitzgerald, and Larry will get out of bounds.
One against Leon Hall, and they're getting close now. Tell you the other guy, I got to give a little credit to Bobby Massey. He's done a good job on Dunlap in this one.
At the 47-yard line. 34 seconds. Palmer fires. Fitzgerald into field goal range.
Third line. Carson Palmer going deep down the middle and caught by John Brown. Missed some practice time. Up a 1st and 5 for Arizona. Carson Palmer airing it out deep. John Brown has it inside the 25. And there's the biggest play of the day.
Well, Tremaine Brock had plenty of time to play this football, and he allows John Brown, who is all of about 5'10", to get on this football more than he can. Look at, he's tracking this football. He just isn't able to redirect and make a play. And Eric Mangini told us the other day, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable playing against the Cardinals offense.
Extra pressure is picked up. Carson Palmer has an open target. It's John Brown again, who has a 1st and goal for the Cardinals. Palmer's throw to a wide open J.J. Nelson. Palmer to Fitzgerald. We've said it a lot today. Pressure picked up. Stumbling Carson Palmer throws deep. And J.J. Nelson makes the catch.
Carson Palmer almost fell down when he got this snap. Tripped on the turf.
All the way to the 1-yard line where it's 1st and goal Cardinals.
And this route just comes straight across.
For his first today in a tie game with 2.5 to play. Carson Palmer. Can he run it in? Palmer to the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson Palmer.
And Carson Palmer, and you don't say that he's a runner, but one thing, every quarterback in the league is a runner in the red zone. You know it's a short field. He only has to beat a couple of guys to the pylon. That's some gritty stuff right there by number 3. Great drive by...
2nd down, pressure coming on Palmer. He unloads and good enough for the 1st down. That's tight end Darren Fells. Gets all the way up to the 47, maybe 48. 3rd down and 7. Palmer right on target, snared out of the air by Michael Floyd. Palmer, end zone, J.J. Nelson, touchdown Cardinals. On 3rd and 15, that's the 20.
Janoris Jenkins is out, and they're just playing a simple cover 2. Number 31 coming in your screen here has to get over the top of this defense here, and without the playing time, without the experience of being in the game, he's just a little bit out of position, and Carson Palmer's been doing this all year, making great throws to the back of the end zone for that touchdown. Against their DBs, but Arizona's been standing up so far today, Chris.
Palmer with time, middle of the field. Fitzgerald, his 3rd catch of the day at a 1st down. The last 3.
3 out of 9 today. On third down, Palmer for Floyd, who makes a great adjustment and made the catch. Third down and 8. Carson Palmer. Touchdown! David Johnson on the catch.
See David Johnson there in the middle of the screen right here, and this is where this pass is going to be delivered. Carson Palmer, just a strong arm throw between Mark Barron and Janoris Jenkins, and again, friendly fire as Mark Barron.
4-man rush. Palmer's throw, well timed to Michael. Move to Los Angeles, 2 of which hope to find their way. For Brown, he's got it. John Brown down inside the 15 of the Rams.
No mercy. Absolutely no mercy from this Arizona Cardinals offense. You get an opportunity to take a shot at John Brown against McLeod here, and this is a mismatch of all proportions. He's a safety trying to cover one of the fastest guys.
So out of bounds at the 48, still a first down. As the Cardinals have a flag down on the field, and Palmer's throw, diving attempt at the catch. And
trying to find a way for a beat-up football team to slow the game down.
Palmer's pass to Fitzgerald, who reaches up. Easy NFC East at 4-8, just a game back of the division lead. They're coming after Palmer, who steps away from the heat. And on the run, he finds John Brown. Gets out of a tackle from Munnerlyn, and he's going to take it to the end zone for the touchdown. There was the speed you talked about.
He's been doing this, watching. Here comes the pressure from his right, our left. It's Robinson and John Brown broke his route, and Captain Munnerlyn couldn't adjust with him. And you're right, the speed, it's undeniable. I've watched him the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Slide there for Palmer. Thankfully, nothing came of it. He's going to drop back deep again and look across the middle, and he's going to find Fells in Viking territory at about the 47. Be caught by Harris than it did by Brown, who was dinged and went to the bench. 3rd and 8. Stepping up and finding an open man. It's Michael Floyd, and he gets past the traffic for the touchdown. Instead, at the 5-minute mark in the 3rd, defender jumps up, and can they do it the last 3.5? On the field, it is pulled in by Floyd.
That's Fitzgerald in the slot. And Palmer fires over the middle, and that is caught. He goes to the tight end, and that's Darren Fells riding the Eagles all the way to the 7. Catches a lot of balls. Fitzgerald will go to the Hall of Fame someday. Sliding to the right. Carson slides away from what would have been a sack, and there is Fitzgerald.
Sometimes be a good run blocker. He's really produced for him.
And they go empty on 1st down, and the pass caught. And this is Kerwin Williams, who just came into the. And the blitz is coming. They pick it up, and Palmer fires to Fitzgerald. And Larry Fitzgerald.
Not with his own family members, but he has come through the crowd, and we really enjoyed visiting with him earlier this year. Sharp hit.
Yep. 3 trip. 3rd and 2. Palmer stepping up. He's going to go deep on 3rd and 2, and Floyd is there to make the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
What a catch!
Michael Floyd on a 3rd and 2. Good coverage. Watkins is there with him, looking back. Somehow a little pushing and shoving going on, all incidental.
Unbelievable.
And now is Kelly going to challenge it?
I think his shoulder landed.
Maxwell is out of the game. Rowe, who started the game, is out. Meanwhile, you got Palmer buying time, and he throws, and that's caught, and then spinning around.
3rd and goal. Palmer, pass, caught. Fitzgerald, touchdown.
Well, he lines up in the slot. You're going to see him here, and he finds the hole once he crosses the goal line, and he just sits down, makes it very quarterback friendly. He's not moving around. You know immediately what he's doing. He's decisive in his route. A guy who really success that they've had, it's been easier to stick with him.
2nd and 5 pass is caught. Floyd. And throws as Bethel gets the pick. Under a minute to go in the half. Palmer steps up. He's got Floyd. Floyd makes the catch. Gets a block. Down inside the 35. The safeties are so worried about a big play down the field. They're playing awfully deep. You run the dig route with Michael Floyd, and then you've got to throw a good ball in there by Carson Palmer up over the linebacker, and he does beautifully, and Floyd goes up and gets it. A lot of space in that area. Palmer throws, pass, caught, touchdown, John Brown. Second-year pro out of Pittsburgh State. Well, the timing by Carson Palmer is just outstanding. He turns this ball loose really before Brown even starts his break, and it's on him so quickly. It was pretty good coverage down there across the board, and Carson just knows immediately where he's going with the ball, turns it loose, hits the... Palmer has a man, Floyd, who takes a seat with a first down inside the points. Still in the first quarter, 3rd down and 10. Pass is caught, first down, and a nice catch in traffic. He's got most of the work this week leading up to this game. Here's a blitz. Pass is caught. And that play action. Fitzgerald. Touchdown time Pro Bowler. Well, you try to hold defenders off of the play action, but that had no real impact on Seattle defensively. The slot defender there just was starting to go underneath the outside route.